Today on Community Cooking, we have guest Vandana Chef giving burgers and fries a whole new meaning. Today we're making a homemade veggie burger served with oven-baked fries. You won't miss the flavor or the fat in today's meal. We're cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. So grab a seat and get comfortable. We have another great meal for you. This is your Community Cooking. Hi, and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Maria Prekeges, and I'm always excited to have this guest chef in the house, Vandana Chef. Hello.
Hey, Maria.
I love having you here because you're a registered dietitian, if I could say, a nutritional expert. You help people really have a good relationship with food.
Absolutely. I love being here. I love talking about food that's tasty, delicious, and healthy.
Well, and today, veggie burger. I mean, who doesn't like a good old beef burger?
Right.
But today, simple ingredients and a simple way to make it, which I like, because I think a lot of people go, veggie burger, what? Ew.
Exactly. And so today what I want to show you is that a veggie burger can be delicious. I've added some crunch and some spices to make it flavorful. And it's a great way to try something different. Adding beans and nuts into your diet is heart healthy, it's good for us, so why not give it a try?
Well, I love that. Why not give it a try? And then later on, we'll be making some sweet potato fries in the oven. I love sweet potatoes any which way.
Same here, so look forward to doing that as well.
So let's just go over first the ingredients that goes in the veggie burger.
Sure, so we have some onions, some herbs, some garbanzo beans, oats, that's the key binder, and it adds some whole grains as well. And if you don't have oats, you could add brown rice or quinoa or breadcrumbs.
Oh, that's good to know, because
Yeah.
sometimes I don't have oatmeal in my house. So.
Right, and so you have options, and then of course garlic and some spices such as cayenne pepper, because I love spices, and I
Yeah.
know you do too.
Yes.
Some turmeric, some cumin and coriander powder. We have some walnuts that are chopped, and I'm using canola oil. You could use canola, olive oil, or coconut oil. The choice is yours.
And is that for cooking or inside the burger as well?
It's just going to be for the cooking if you need it, as needed.
Perfect. And I love, turmeric has so many good things that people don't know. It's good for you.
It is. It's an anti-inflammatory agent, and we're looking at more research that shows it helps with brain health, heart health, with blood sugar issues, many benefits.
The other day, I was somewhere and someone goes, I felt like I was getting sick. And they go, lemon, vinegar, turmeric, and lots of turmeric. And it was actually really good. It has a nice flavor.
Yeah.
So, and then coriander and cumin, two of my favorites. I love the smell. So that, for me, is going to make this taste even better.
Exactly.
So what do we do first to get going?
So we're going to go ahead and chop our onion, and you can use any kind of onion you like. I'm using a red, purple onion.
And she slices and dices. Look at that. Holy cow. And I like red onions because they have a nice flavor.
They do, and they add a little color. I love food that's more colorful and vibrant. And
Just like you. That's why we love having her here.
Thank you. And you don't have to chop it real fine because we will be putting it in our food processor or blender. I'm just doing it so that it goes faster.
And that's an easy way to do it. There's so many veggie burgers out there that you can buy, and some are very nice. But this, anything you can make at home from scratch is so much better for you.
Absolutely, because you can totally control the ingredients. You can bump things up or down. So if someone is watching their sodium intake, they don't really have to add much salt in this. If you like it spicy, you can go ahead and add more cayenne or paprika. So you can really customize it for your flavored palate.
And that's cilantro you're cutting.
This is some cilantro, and again, people either love cilantro or really don't like it, and we've had this conversation.
Yeah, we have, and it is love-hate. I love it, so I'm good with it.
And
but
so I'm going to add some parsley, and so you don't have to add both these herbs. I just like a lot of green.
Yeah.
And so we're just adding, again, a rough chop will do. It doesn't have to be very fine. It's going into the blender. That should be it.
And parsley, should be eaten. It's not just for garnish on the plate.
Exactly, and that's why it's going in our burger. So the
Love
next thing we do is we just go ahead and add everything into our blender or food processor.
You can use either, which is great.
You can use either.
Because some people don't have the food processor.
Right.
And they might have a blender.
And you could actually hand mash this if you chose to. It doesn't have to be completely, put in a blender or anything.
I like the ease of just throwing it in, turning it on, and you're done.
And that's it. It's done. And this, by the way, is just garbanzo beans from a can. I've rinsed it thoroughly, so I got rid of some of the extra salt. But you could soak it and cook it from scratch.
Okay.
If that's what you want.
No, I like the can. We like easy here, don't we? Especially me. And then the garlic. So many people nowadays just don't have time. So could you make these in advance, like a day or two?
Actually, the best thing to do is to make the batter and keep it in the fridge. It firms up. It's easier to handle.
Okay.
And if you wanted to, you could go ahead and actually make the burger patties, cook them up, put them in the fridge or even in the freezer for another day.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Again, saving time. I like to cook a lot during the weekends and then having the week free, and you have things that you can just grab out of the fridge.
Exactly.
Oh, and you added all the spices. I like that.
I added all the spices. I'm adding some salt. And of course, you can customize it to your palate. And that's it. And we're just going to blend it up.
It's too pretty to blend. Okay, we'll blend it. We'll blend it together. So the chickpeas add protein.
Exactly. And they're heart healthy. And they're also a really good food as a lean protein source for someone who's vegetarian. I'm just going to mush this down a little bit.
Well, and the whole veggie burger and the vegetarian or even the vegan, go ahead. We can start her up.
And as needed, we can add a little bit of water.
Okay. It's a little dry. Pour in a little water.
Just a little bit because I don't want to make it too sticky and hard to manipulate.
Yeah. But people who eat, I mean, it's so good to eat. You want as many vegetables as you can.
Exactly.
And this is a great way to get it. It's a great way, I would assume, to get them into your children as well.
It is, and often kids don't even know that you can throw in a bunch of vegetables in here. Yeah. Not that you want to fake them out. You can always show them what a real vegetable looks like.
I like to fake them out sometimes, but no, it's true. And then your palate starts adapting to it, I would think.
Exactly. And as you notice, I really haven't completely crushed it. I don't need the complete crushed version.
Oh, okay.
And so that's it. We're just going to add this
easy.
In our bowl.
So you just give it a little...
Just a little whirl.
And I would assume, too, like I like things with texture. And if you don't, you can blend it a little more, but not too much because you want to be able to put it together. And you said the oats bind it, so there's no egg to bind it.
Egg.
Okay. Oh, it smells really good, though, with all the spices. Ooh.
I wish people could smell food.
I know. We're always like the smell-o-vision.
I know,
We need that. One day.
Someday soon.
Yeah, really. Someday soon for sure.
And that is it.
It's so colorful, too.
Yeah, look at that. And I actually have plenty more here. I'm having a hard time getting it out.
Oh, it smells so good. Now, I'm assuming it's not just the last year. It's the last decade plus. People are really going to raw foods and vegetarian foods.
It is
just to get healthy, especially in Southern California.
Exactly, and it's nationwide and actually internationally. There's a big push for more plant-based foods. And again, like we talked about, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. It's just a matter of getting more plant-based foods in your diet.
Yeah.
It's just healthier for us, and it's good for our environment.
Well, and like you said, I mean, you don't have to label yourself, oh, I'm going to have a veggie burger. I have to be a vegetarian. Right. It's just whatever works for you. And we do a lot of, I see around even the country, meatless Mondays. So just one day a week, go meatless. If you eat a lot of meat or different things like that, it's fun.
It is.
To try different things.
Okay, so I'm going to use my hands.
That's okay.
And just blend this up.
Who knew that would be a burger? Who knew? I'm sampling the walnuts because they're so yummy. I always forget about walnuts.
You know, they are such a heart-healthy source of nutrients. Walnuts are one of the plant-based sources of omega-3 fats. So, and we know that's really good for our brain, for our heart. So we're going to add that in. And if you look at the consistency, this has got a lot of texture, and that's what I'm going for. You don't want it to be too mushy. At least I personally don't like it to be
Now we're going to make a burger out of it. Could you leave it kind of more loose?
You could, and just make it like a crumble. So I'm going to use my hands.
That's okay. That's how I do all my hamburgers.
Yeah.
Use your hands, you roll it up, and so this was going to be, you can do small, big.
Exactly.
I like the small ones.
So small ones make it like mini patties, and you can have them as an appetizer or a starter.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
And do you want a hot pan?
You know, medium hot.
Okay.
Like medium high.
I was going to say, because we can turn that on. Oh, see, perfect.
And that's it. So do you want to
I
help
love
me
it.
do
I
this?
will do a couple.
Okay.
If you want to
perfect.
turn your
And
pan
I'll
on,
turn
and we'll
on the
start
pan.
going. Mine are going to be big and not as beautiful and round.
It doesn't
I'm
matter,
sure.
right? It really doesn't matter. It's going to taste great.
But yeah, as long as they taste good, that's all we care about.
Okay.
I'll try
Got
to.
it on like a 5.
Mine kind of fell apart, but that's all right. So yeah, we would usually put it in the fridge for about a half hour.
Exactly.
But we're going to use our strength and
try and get it into a patty shape.
yes, which we will. See, look, yours is perfect. Mine not so much.
Well, I don't know about perfect. We'll see.
They're rustic looking. That's what you say when something's not round.
Artisanal.
They're rustic. There you go. They're sticking together.
They're working.
And then we are going to serve them up. You can either serve them as a burger or even a little slider.
Exactly. And there are some fun ways to serve them. You could serve them in a burger bun. Traditionally, that's the way we had them. But you could also chop them up and put them in a tortilla and have them as a wrap. Or if you're watching your carbs, you can go ahead and add them in lettuce and make it a lettuce wrap.
Oh, I love it.
You can cut back on your carbs. What do you think? You think
I
that's
think
a good
we're
starting point?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have you do one more. Because yours are better than mine.
I don't
As
know.
usual.
We'll see. We'll see how it works out on the pan.
So I love garbanzo beans.
Oh, and the cool thing about this recipe is that it's really ingredients that don't need a lot of cooking.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I like you can make it into a patty.
yeah.
Or you can make it as a crumble, as we talked about. Either way, wraps. I mean, half the time if I didn't have a bun, we would use bread growing up. So a little bit of everything.
Any of those. And if you notice my pan, I've got some nonstick cooking spray
Which
on
is
there.
good.
And that makes it easier to cook. Just waiting for the pan to
Oh, the
heat up.
ingredients. And look, we have lots more for later. I love it.
Yeah, we're going to feed everyone on here.
Yeah, pretty much. We love our crew and we love cooking days because I'm not the only one who gets to taste these wonderful creations, which is great.
Well, I love feeding everyone here and having them try something different.
So how did you get into being a registered dietitian? Were you just, I know you're such a lovely person and it seems like you always want to help people and this is a good way.
It truly just ended up being something I enjoyed. I love talking about food and eating food, and you know, just growing around healthy eating was something I did. My mom was a phenomenal cook, and so I just grew up with fresh ingredients, learning to cook, watching her, and being a dancer. How I ate really affected how I performed on stage, and so that sparked my interest, and I continue to pursue it. I love having an impact on people's daily lives because you can't get away from food.
No, and we need it.
We need it. And so why
need it.
not savor and enjoy real tasty, good food?
Well, and people, it's so important to have a good relationship with food.
Right. And often, you know, I have clients telling me, what do you mean by a healthy relationship? I just meant like so that you can thrive and feel good and feel energized by eating and no guilt associated with food, really.
Yeah.
There is no good or bad food.
So look at those. They look so nice.
They look pretty, huh?
I love it. I would
I just
definitely
wish-
make these at home because it's so easy. Throw everything
Yeah,
in
I
and
just
you're
wish
done.
they held their shape a little better, but that's okay.
That's all right. They're going to taste good because I can smell it and I stole a chickpea.
Oh, good.
Don't know, but I stole one chickpea and it was really good. And I like just a little nonstick cooking spray because then they're not heavy with oil. You don't want to fry these.
Right, you don't need to fry these. And if you put them in the fridge, again, they are going to hold out better.
Okay. And we don't have to worry if they're rare, medium rare, because it's not
Exactly.
meat.
Exactly.
Everything's already cooked.
It's basically cooked.
Yeah, and you just give it a little sheen
And that's it.
on top.
And if we need to, we can add a little oil
Okay.
just to crisp it out some more.
And do you I know different chefs cook with different oils depending on the recipe. What's your favorite oil usually, or does it always change?
It changes, but in general, if I'm doing cooking with high heat, I go with canola oil.
Okay.
And if it's something where I'm drizzling just for flavor and aroma, then I go with extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
Those are my two favorites.
I know everyone has. I was using coconut oil the other day, and I hadn't for a long time, and I put it in. I go, oh, I forgot. It smells like coconut. And I was making something that it was not going to blend well, so I was like, okay, let's change oils. So
you can find
just learn.
coconut oil, actually, that doesn't have that when it's ultra filtered.
Okay.
That doesn't have that smell or the traditional coconut smell.
I'm going to grab our assembly platters. Look at that. So again, oh, you brought your little bottle of ketchup. I love it. So again, as she mentioned earlier, you can do it as a regular burger, a wrap. I kind of like the wrap idea. And then I love carbs and I eat a lot of them, but I love that you can do it as a lettuce wrap as well. And then the condiments.
We have some pretty condiments. So we have microgreens, if you've never tried them. They're a fun way of getting more greens in. They're little versions.
Oh, they're good. And they're not like sprouts.
No,
they're good. Ooh, yum.
And then, of course, we're in California. We always have great avocados. So got some avocado. We're going to slice that up.
I was going to say.
Yep.
Let's slice a little avocado.
Smells good.
I love avocados.
Me
I've been
too.
crazy about
Me
them.
too.
And you can get them year-round here at, of course, the farmer's market here in Torrance.
We're so lucky to get such great produce all year long.
We are. It's so nice. And see, she just slices and dices. Look at me. I'm already ready. So, and then about how long do you leave each one?
Around 3 to 4 minutes on each side. And again, it doesn't really have to be cooked that long.
Yeah.
It's just so that you get that little
You get
color
the flavor
and the flavor is cooked in.
Yeah. Oh, they're so pretty, though. Too pretty to eat. Okay, I still will.
Good.
Just saying, I still will. So what's one of the main things your clients want to change? Besides, I mean, there's the losing weight and all,
Right.
but with just really getting healthy and in one with mind and body and food, what's the one
If I
thing
had to
that...
pick one thing, it would be just feeling good about their choices. You know, often I hear a lot of guilt. I hear a lot of, I've done everything right and I don't know why I'm feeling this way. So my goal is to get them to eat healthy, but also make sure it's not such a pain to eat healthy.
Well, that's, you know, a lot of people say, well, health food, it's more expensive to eat well and organic and all of that. But, I mean, someone like you would take us down that road and really show us that it is, A, easy to cook, point in case right here.
It really is. Like, we hardly took any time to put this together. And if you did this ahead of time, if for a party or even for a family dinner, it's going to be a breeze putting it together.
See, that's, I mean, it's always interesting because everyone says, I mean, a lot of people are educated, but I think we need folks like you to just guide us because I know what's good and what's bad.
And most people do, actually. It's the accountability factor, and that's where I come in. I usually tell my clients, I'm your cheerleader. I'm here to support you, show you how to do things in a simpler, easier way so that it's applicable to everyone in your family.
Because people get scared. I would never. I was like, I'm not making a veggie burger at home. That's too much work. But boom, as we can see.
It's really not.
Yeah. I love it. Oh, they smell good.
Good. I think we're just about ready. There's a little browning here.
Okay.
And as you can notice, some of these are crumbling apart. So those might be perfect to go into our wrap.
I was going to say, those you made perfect to go right into a wrap.
Exactly.
We'll
Thank you for cleaning
assemble.
up my mess there.
Well, I'm going to have you show me how to, yeah, for the wrap, that's perfect.
Okay.
And you can still use, I'm a big condiment person. I love my
too.
condiments.
Me too. Okay, I'm going to just turn this off
Okay.
so we can serve up our first batch.
So you want a wrap?
Let's see. Where's our...
Or-
Yeah, we could do
There
that.
we go. I'll give you a wrap.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm going to do the low carb version. Because the burger one's easy to figure out.
Right. And so that's
And you have some
it.
great, beautiful whole wheat buns.
Exactly.
There's
Go
that.
ahead and it's not doing very well today.
Then the color, even, oh, see, that would be, I would have that for my meal. I'd pop a few of those on there.
It's so pretty and tasty.
Yum. Yum. All right, well,
there.
now's a good time. She's going to roll up our wrap, and we're going to plate all this up. It's a good time to take a quick break, and when we come back, a twist on French fries. Sweet potato French fries. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Community Cooking.
Alexa, how do you tell if asparagus is still good?
If it's not moldy or slimy,
It's okay to eat. Enable the new skill from Save the Food on your Amazon Alexa and help fight food waste.
Hi, and welcome back to Community Cooking. If you're just tuning in, I'm with my dear friend and registered dietitian, Vandana Chef, and so we know it's going to be healthy. And with you, I know it's going to be good.
Thank you.
So we just made fabulous veggie burgers, and we put them in a wrap, a bun, and the low-carb version as a lettuce wrap.
Exactly.
I can't wait to taste those. So what goes well with burgers? Fries.
Of course, and it doesn't have to be golden potatoes. It can be purple potatoes or sweet potatoes, and you could actually do a combination of all three to get a vibrant plate.
Oh, I love it. Well, you know I love sweet potatoes. They are just not for the holidays. They are year-round, and everyone loves them.
Absolutely.
So
They're
what are we
a great
going to...
source, of beta-carotene, some vitamin A, heart-healthy fiber, and they're sweet. They're tasty.
Yeah, they taste good. They taste really good. So what are we going to do for our sweet potato fries? I know they're going to go in the oven, but how are we going to prepare them? I love it. Not a lot of ingredients.
Really simple. So just wash and prep your sweet potatoes. You could peel them. I like to have the peel on for a little extra fiber.
I do too.
So we're just going to grab our sweet potatoes and cut off the ends.
Now, one's a sweet potato and one's a yam.
You know,
I'm always curious on what's what.
that is a tricky question. They used to be two distinct versions
Yeah.
of vegetables, but the way we use them here now, pretty much we call the sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm familiar with. This
Me
is what
too.
I mean.
I think it might be a yam, but we don't know. We'll see. So
And
you cut them in half.
I cut them in half. I cut them half more.
Okay.
And I'm just going to chop them like this. These are wedges, but you could make them into thin strips if you like them the traditional potato fries way.
I like the wedges because then they're bite size. And because they're usually curvy and not perfect, it's hard to cut them into slices.
Exactly.
So
and it grabs onto the spices you add on easier.
And there's, and it's
Right?
all
There's
around
more
it.
surface area.
Yes.
And so with these sweet potatoes, it's tougher to do it with a little knife.
I know, I grabbed the big one. Wasn't that nice?
Good.
of me? I left you
That's
with the
good.
little one.
I'm struggling here.
I left you with the little one. So nice of me. But, so I have made sweet potato fries in the oven at home.
And what do you do with them?
And I was going to say I like the wedges better just because it is so hard to cut them. And I use spices. Like now, what spices are you going to use to put these in?
I have 4 different spices here. So I have paprika, salt. I have some cayenne pepper because we like the heat.
Yes.
And black pepper.
Oh, I love it.
And that's it. You could go ahead and add other spices.
I sometimes add garlic powder and cumin.
And those go
I'm a little
great.
cumin obsessed.
Those go really well.
See, and yours are a little thinner than mine, which is probably better.
It doesn't matter. They're going to bake pretty quickly.
And you have a baking sheet with a little bit of spray on it.
Exactly, so they don't stick. And so we're just going to, you could use a bowl and toss these with the spices and some olive oil or canola oil.
But I don't want to clean a bowl.
Exactly, and if you have kids, this is a fun way to do it. Just grab a sealable bag and just toss your sweet potatoes in.
We'll toss them in. Yeah, sweet potato fries have become a big hit in restaurants, but they deep fry them.
Right, and this one is going to taste delicious, and I'm just adding my spices in. Adding
a little bit of olive
oil.
Or canola oil?
This one is actually a combination of olive and canola oil.
Oh, wow, I love it. So not a lot.
Not a lot, just enough.
You just
seal it
seal
up
it and mush it around.
Shake it up.
Mush it around. That's a kitchen term I like to use.
And if you notice, this way all the spices adhere to all the potatoes.
Now, do you want to leave it in the bag for a few extra minutes so it really gets in there, or just this is fine? Just
this is fine as is, but if you leave it, of course, anything you marinate is going to taste better.
It's going to taste better,
right? And so it looks like it's gotten coated pretty well.
Again, easy. The burgers were easy. This is super easy.
And that's it.
And not a lot of cleanup.
And we just grab these and line them up. So line them up however you like.
Alrighty. And now when we put them in the oven, look, I'm just pouring them in.
Perfect. And you just want to make sure they don't overlap because otherwise they're going to be steamed, not crunchy.
Oh, okay. That is,
the
by
key.
the way, that's the tip of the day because mine get a little more steamed because I overstock the pan.
Right. So you want to make sure they're separated. There's enough room for them to just breathe.
So when we put them in the oven,
Mm-hmm.
now do we have to flip them halfway?
It is a good idea.
Okay.
So you want to put them in an oven, and I use pretty high heat, so like 450.
Okay.
So put them in for about 15 minutes, and then flip them over, and it might just take 10 minutes on the other side.
Okay.
But keep a close eye because they can burn pretty quickly.
No, I flip them and I'm always right there because it's like,
Exactly.
wait.
There we
Okay,
go.
well,
It's
and
ready
you
to
brought
go.
some with us, so I'm gonna take these to the oven and put them in and grab the ones that are done. Oh my gosh, they look so good. And I like them.
I like a little char.
I totally do, because they're fries. Now, what do you dip in? I like sweet potato fries and ketchup.
I do
really
too.
do.
And I actually like a little hot sauce in my
Oh,
ketchup. Of
I
course,
know.
right?
We think
The heat.
alike. We love our
Right.
hot sauce. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'm trying every one of those burger combinations, by the way, and the sweet potato fries, so don't go anywhere. You're watching Community Cooking. Welcome back to Community Cooking. All right, my favorite time. I'm going to start with a fry and then go on to the wrap. And I even got a little ketchup.
Perfect.
The spices are
right?
just enough
Perfect.
to make it more like a fry and not dessert, like a sweet potato.
Exactly. They coated really well.
They really did in the plastic
little
bag.
bag.
All right. And so we took, a couple of them turned out perfect, but a couple got a little
Crumbly.
crumbly. So advice in case that happens.
So this can happen at home if you don't have time to really set it aside in the fridge, because you do need to set it aside. But if you don't, just use a little oil, saute it, and it's ready to go in a couple minutes. Use it as a crumble in a wrap, just as is, as a side dish.
Okay, all the flavors, the spices, really make it.
Oh, I'm
It's
so glad.
so yummy. I mean, all the infused, the different spices, you like, that goes with that, and it just has a perfect amount of cayenne pepper.
Perfect.
Oh, these are so good.
And the avocados, the microgreens, you can really play around with the toppings to make it fun. And for kids especially, having a station and they can assemble, mix and match.
I would eat this all the time.
Great.
Thank you so much for coming in. Once again, your recipes were amazing.
I'm so glad you enjoyed them.
I love it, and I really hope you all try this at home. It is delicious. You will not be disappointed, let me tell you. And remember, we really do have some of the best chefs right here in our own community for all of us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Community Cooking.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget, you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.